What would you do? If it was me, but I've had many years in this business, I'd walk up to the guy and go, who are you and what are you doing? What are you doing? And what he apparently was doing was his job, shooting video, B-roll, as they say in the business. B-roll, which is video that's shown over a voiceover or over a soundbite or something to illustrate with pictures the story that's being told by somebody being interviewed or a narrator describing what's going on. And this is for a series, according to the Patriots, from their broadcasting department called Do Your Job, a year-long documentary series where behind the scenes you're following around members of the Patriot staff doing their job. Apparently, they followed an assistant trainer previously on Do Your Job. What would you do? I mean, I would be like, hey, Ray Bork, what are you doing?
Cam Neely.
Cam, what are you doing? Have you lost your mind? So apparently somebody told somebody, and then the ultimate somebody was a member of the NFL football operations department saying, what are you doing? Give us your equipment. And according to the Patriots, they handed it right over. So I would basically say there may be an encore repeat previously aired presentation of Do Your Job this week. The one about following the advanced scout that was there in Cincinnati, advanced scouting Cincinnati. That might be put on hiatus. Bill Belichick was asked about all this very morning. Glenn Ordway, who you probably know, Chris, right, from the Boston area, locally he's the one who asked the questions of Bill on his weekly radio show. Here's what Bill Belichick had to say.
Well, evidently, this is our production people on the TV show that were there. And I have absolutely nothing to do. We have absolutely nothing to do with anything that they produce, direct, or shoot or anything. I've never even seen any of their tapes or anything else. So this is something that we 100% have zero involvement with. This is something that you'd have to talk to the production people about or what they were doing or whatever it was.
So was this your advance?
We've never seen anything that they've shot other than what's been on TV.
So here's what I will say. That is, to me, and I know you might say, hey, you work for the NFL and you've hung with Bill for the NFL 100 shoot. That sounds to me, I'll be very honest, a 100% full-throated, believable response from him. Now then, here are some other differences as well. As Don Van Natta, our friend from ESPN, just pointed out, difference between the previous, if you will, Spygate and now is that the Bengals have a copy of the tape. As we all know, the NFL destroyed all the Patriots Spygate tapes 12 years ago. This happened 12 years ago. Also, back in that day, the Patriots had instructed those who were shooting the video to look like members of the media. If the Patriots are going to do this, they're not sending Sully or Fitz dressed, in a Cam Neely sweater to show up in the press box and go, hey, everybody, look what we're doing. This sounds positively insane to me. So let me just say this. Let me just be helpful to everybody. Since this is now 12 years old, and there may be some, shall we say, 22, 23, 24-year-old members of broadcast departments and videographers. And I say this, by the way, to the Rams broadcast video crew that's here to shoot behind-the-scenes footage of Andrew Whitworth that's here. And I will just tell those two young gentlemen, you may not shoot any of our production meeting.
Oh.
No, you may not train a camera for 8 minutes on our production meeting, okay? Because that would be a big problem. But let me just help everybody. You can't shoot a sideline in the NFL. You can't. And certainly if you work for an organization that's been popped for this thing and has, to use the New England phrase, sullied in the mind's eye of a lot of fans, some of the trophies that are in the case. And even in the trophies that are not in the case, 07's the year that they went undefeated, a lot of people think that that had a lot to do with it. Although back in Spygate, they were shooting teams while they were playing them, which made no sense to me because you can't turn that footage around in the middle of the game.
Not in 2007.
And Mangini was the one for the Jets to basically say, I know what this guy's doing, looking like a member of the media with a camera, trained on my staff, on my own sideline, in my own stadium. I know what he's up to. Let's call the NFL. This was just somebody just strong. I mean, how it happened is beyond me. Beyond. So what it's going to do is it's going to give fuel to the fire. Everybody thinks the Patriots are cheaters. And it's going to give fuel to the fire of New England basically saying everybody thinks that we're cheating. This is stupid. It was honestly, apparently dressed in a Boston Bruins sweater. And somebody else, I guess, was wearing Patriots gear, shooting the other sideline. And again, pro tip, you can't do it. You can't, B-roll or not. Apparently, the explanation is that the advanced scout is talking about what they're doing. It's what advanced scouts do. They can watch the opposing team's sideline and try and figure out what the signs are and pass that along to Bill. Here are our notes. We saw this, we saw that. But they're not allowed to shoot a video of it. So, again, the NFL now has a video, as do the Bengals, of apparently 8 minutes. Now, you're a former television producer as well, Chris. 8 minutes is sufficient. B-roll, don't you think?
It's a lot.
I mean,
B-roll.
You could basically see 2 to 3 minutes is also sufficient.
Yes, yeah. 8 minutes is a lot.
I mean, players are running on and off the field while coaches are making signals. Clear view of it is what apparently they have. And so, you know, what the NFL is going to do is figure out, was this Spygate 2.0? And if it was, then they are going to hammer down even harder. You might see forfeited picks. Belichick also got fined. You know, he got fined $500,000.
Yeah. And the team $250.
Right. Well, the team $250 is, and even $500,000 is a lot to garnish from somebody's paycheck, even if you are making $10 million a year.
I think Robert Kraft paid it, though.
Yeah, well, it just makes no sense to me.
No, it's very silly.
That this is the manner in which we're going to try it again. Out in the open. Yeah, just stroll into the press box and let everybody. Could you imagine? What would you have done in that press box? You're a credentialed member of the media? And you seeing this happening? Or you're a credentialed member of the Bengals? You know the Patriots are next? And here comes a Patriot or a guy dressed like the Rick, you know, like Mike O'Malley.
Nice.
Right? And he's shooting the opposing team sideline. What do you do? Yeah. Again, if it's me, a host of NFL Network for 16 years, I'm like, yo, what is your malfunction? What are you doing? How do you not know you're not allowed to shoot the other
Do you
team
know
sideline?
how old these guys
How do
were?
you not know? You know what? You're just assuming it's got to be somebody in their early 20s that they might have been like 10 when Spygate happened. But how is it not known? Hey, you're going to go shoot the advanced scouting. And I guess was there no producer that was there from Patriots Broadcasting that said, here's what we're going to do? Let's just shoot the opposing sideline because we're going to need that video because, you know, we're talking about trying to figure out the other team's signals and whatever. So let's get that actual footage. Could you imagine if nobody caught it and they aired it? I don't think it would have made air. I think the Patriots, once it went up the flow chart of let's take a look at this week's Do Your Job.
Right.
Be like, whoa, wait a minute. So, again, hey, everybody, you can't shoot the other team's sideline. You can't. All right?
For more of The Rich Eisen Show, tune to Audience Channel 239 on DirecTV for free on BR Live or download The Rich Eisen Show app.